I can't see her doing something like that. I mean, she's super intelligent. I can't see her doing that. It's super sloppy.
Zach MacArthur never imagined he'd find himself in a police interrogation room, particularly not for a crime as horrific as murder. He was an experienced private investigator, well-versed in the nuances of law enforcement and the careful dance of questioning. But on that fateful day, the cold, fluorescent lights above him seemed to highlight every shadow of doubt in his mind. On September 8, 2017, Taylor Wright, a vibrant 33-year-old private investigator, had just begun to see the light at the end of a tumultuous period in her life. Freshly divorced, she moved in with her girlfriend, filled with hope and the promise of a new beginning. That day, she set out to spend time with her friend, Ashley MacArthur, who was not just a friend, but a fellow private investigator. The bond between Taylor, Ashley, and Ashley's husband, Zach, was forged through their shared profession, making the events that unfolded even more sinister. As the day turned to night, Taylor's girlfriend grew increasingly anxious. Taylor was uncharacteristically unreachable, a troubling deviation from her usual responsiveness. Her absence grew more alarming when even her young son couldn't get in touch with her. The initial fear turned into dread as the hours passed without a word from Taylor. Ashley MacArthur, when questioned by the police, recounted that Taylor had been highly stressed and had left in an Uber. She also mentioned that Taylor had given her $34,000 to hold during her divorce proceedings, which Taylor supposedly collected on the day she disappeared. With Taylor's ex-husband soon ruled out as a suspect, Ashley became the focus of the investigation. Taylor's phone records began to unravel Ashley's story. The locations recorded on Taylor's phone starkly contradicted Ashley's account of the day's events. Suspicion grew, prompting the authorities to dig deeper into the MacArthur's bank and phone records. They discovered that on the day Taylor was last seen, Ashley made several calls from a property owned by the MacArthurs, far from where Ashley claims to have been. A breakthrough came when the police learned that Ashley had deposited Taylor's $34,000 check into her own bank account. 2 months of relentless investigation led to a series of searches across properties owned by the MacArthurs. The grim discovery of a human skull with a bullet hole confirmed the worst fears. Zach MacArthur, in his interrogation, presented a picture of a man blindsided by the revelations. He insisted he knew nothing of the money Taylor had supposedly entrusted to his wife. His recounting of events was fragmented, filled with uncertainty about dates and details. He described Taylor as a problematic individual, hinting at a possible drug problem, which he claimed prompted him to distance himself from her. Yet, he acknowledged that his wife, Ashley, maintained a friendship with Taylor, often helping her move and staying in touch.
Can you tell me how you came to know Taylor?
Through working PI cases.
Okay. And when was that you met her?
I don't know. It's probably been over a year, maybe. She was working. She and I both were working with Greg Sievers.
Mm-hmm.
We worked some cases together, and then I worked maybe a couple for her.
Out of Pensacola here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but we worked in Santa Rosa, and wherever the cases were. That's it. We just became friends.
Okay. And in that time, did you guys ever have a falling out or?
Never. From doing this job for so long, Taylor was not she just wasn't, like, I would just pick up little lies from her. So, and stuff just didn't start seeming right. And she would disappear for days. That you couldn't get her on the phone. Greg and I would try to call her. You couldn't get her on the phone. And so she'd come over to our house every now and then. She met my wife. They became friends. And I remember asking my wife, I'm like, you think she's got a drug problem? She would go in the bathroom for a while. I mean, longer than normal. So I started figuring out that maybe she had a drug problem. I don't associate with that. I'm still trying to get on with an agency. I don't go around that. For years, I didn't talk to my own brother because of the lifestyle they live. Like, I just don't. I mean, you know me. I don't associate with people that. So I cut ties with her. I took her off my Facebook, and I quit talking to her.
Okay. Now, do you know if Ashley and Taylor continue to keep a relationship?
They did. And Ash is the kind of person that will go out of her way to help anybody. I know Ash was helping her move from her girlfriend's house, you know, or move from one girl's house to another girlfriend's house. And I know they stayed in touch like that. And I told Ash, just don't bring her around me, because I'm trying to get hired on. I thought she had a drug problem. Ash kind of thought she
Did you ever see anything though?
No,
that?
she carried a bag. She had a little bag that she just she just guarded with her, and I just knew something wasn't right. I knew. Have y'all talked to Jess Wood at all about her?
I have not.
They were hanging out for a little bit.
How far back does that go?
I don't know, just before Jess started dating this new girl. So, and I know that there was a night that Taylor was staying at Jess's house, and she just disappeared for hours. And me and Jess both were like, something's up with her. I mean, something wasn't right with the girl.
The interrogation revealed that Zach had little knowledge of his household's finances, an oversight he now regretted deeply. Ashley managed their money, leaving Zach in the dark about their financial state. This ignorance extended to the settlement money Zach received from his attorney, which he handed over to Ashley without question.
I mean, I'm sure now you've read the news and everything,
Yeah,
so you know.
shit flying everywhere, and I've read all kind of, yes.
So you kind of know the date that we're talking about. Have you had a chance to go back and pinpoint where you were on the 8th of September?
It's I can't remember shit, but I'm trying to do the very best I can so I could tell y'all the best I can. I know I ate at lunch at the seafood. I went to the bank yesterday to pull my statement. I know I ate lunch at the seafood place at 9 Mile in Pine Forest. I ate there. And I remember eating by myself, and I remember Ash not being able to make it because she was tied up with work. So I ate by myself. I don't know if it was before or after that. I went by a friend's house, Jennifer Rowlands.
Back up just a second. How did you end up paying? Did you pay for cash, or did you use
my debit card? That's generally what I use, is that one. That's the only thing I got is that debit card.
And who is that through?
Wells Fargo.
Okay.
Do you know anything about this money that Taylor had given you all?
No, absolutely not. She's never given me anything. Absolutely. But I mean, I read online or whatever what you're talking about. No, I've never got anything like from that. No.
Okay. Do you know anything about your finances?
No, to be honest. I give her when I work a case, or and I got a settlement from my attorney, I hand it straight to Ash. She takes care of everything.
How much was that check for?
One check was almost 50 and the other check was almost 10, so almost approximately 60. I handed it straight to her.
Do you know anything about your bills as far as how much you owe on credit cards or anything like that?
She pays everything. She takes care of it all. Every single bit of it.
Is there any indication that you guys are in financial trouble?
No, I thought I'm living off my the settlement I just got, and plus she works every day. I mean, I haven't worked in a few months doing the PI stuff, but I didn't know you had any financial problems at all. No. I mean, I just got $60,000. I don't.
As the investigation continued, details about Ashley's routine emerged. She often visited a property on Britt Road where a horse was kept. The horse belonged to either Ashley or Savannah, but it was clear that Ashley took responsibility for its care. Zach mentioned that Ashley would go out there all the time to check on the horse or feed it, but he had never been involved.
The property up on Britt Road,
Mm-hmm.
and that's owned by her aunt and uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been out there?
Yeah.
When's the last time you think you were out there?
The last time I went out there is when I traded my four-wheeler for a side-by-side, and that's the last time I've been. Before that, I couldn't tell you.
Well, when was that?
A couple months back.
That property on Britt Road, I understand that Ashley has a horse, or maybe Savannah has a horse
Savannah
out there.
does.
Does she go out there and check on the horse ever?
From when I mean, Ash would go out there all the time and check on the horse or feed, I mean, Ash would go out there and feed the horse or whatever they could do with the horse, I didn't ever fool with it, so.
The frequency of Ashley's visits to the property was uncertain, even to those close to her. Zach couldn't recall exactly how often she went there. He did, however, remember an occasion when Ashley had to bring him a key to access the gate and retrieve his four-wheeler, which he had traded.
How often do you think that she would go out there, if you just had to guess?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Do you remember the last time that you knew she was up there?
I know she had to bring me a key to get in the gate to get my four-wheeler out when I traded with that guy.
Even trade?
No, I paid $1,500 and my four-wheeler.
You write a check?
Mm-hmm.
Out of your account?
Yeah, that's the only one I used.
And it was made out to an individual?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Do you remember who that was?
No, but I remember him living off of Alma Road.
Did he own a business or something here in town?
He said he buys and sells shit all the time. I don't remember what he said he did.
Okay. Your phone number, the 554 number, do you always keep that on you?
Yeah, I reckon.
Do you ever loan it out to anybody?
No.
Okay.
No.
Would you
never.
ever loan it to anybody? Or
No.
do you remember Ashley ever using it, taking it with her?
No. Never.
Okay, did it ever get lost or stolen or anything and get replaced?
No, not that I recall.
Okay. Now, the day that Taylor disappeared, do you remember talking to Ashley on the phone or anything?
I'm sure we talk periodically throughout the day.
Do you remember talking on the phone to Ashley and hearing that Taylor was in the background?
Sometime at that, I don't remember that. I thought she was helping helping Taylor move those few days, or there was some time right then that she was helping Taylor move quite a bit, and Taylor had to borrow the box truck or something like that. So.
But do you remember, and you may not remember what day it was, but do you remember some conversation where you were speaking to Ashley on the phone and you heard Taylor in the background and you knew Taylor was with her?
No, I don't remember that. No.
Okay.
No.
As the investigation continued, the questioning turned back to the days following Taylor's disappearance. Zach was asked about his thoughts on Taylor's fate. He expressed his inability to fathom what had happened to her, insisting that nobody deserved such a fate.
What do you think happened to Taylor?
I couldn't tell you, Jason. I mean, I don't know. I mean, nobody deserves to ever get anything happen to them like that whatsoever. I don't know, buddy. I don't know what happened to her.
And, I'm asking you, as this investigation continues, whether it's text, phone records, computers, financials, is there going to be anything that hems you up or ties you
absolutely
to that?
Nothing. None. I'm not that guy, man. And you, Jason, goddamn, you know me.
But if you're in my shoes, this has to be done.
Right.
It has to be
I'm
done.
right. Y'all, I'm not that guy. I never have been. I'm never gonna be. There's applications on my table at home, and I've been going to interviews trying to get back in law enforcement. I'm not that guy. Never gonna be. I never have been. I'm a good person, man. I don't break the law. I don't.
He emphasized his non-involvement in the case multiple times, asserting that he didn't break the law or associate with people who did. He admitted to reading news about the case and struggling to process it. His disbelief in his wife's capability to commit such a crime was evident, yet he acknowledged that the evidence was damning.
Hell, it's all over the news.
Yeah.
You've read it.
Yeah, I've read
Right.
it. And
And I mean,
trying to swallow it and figure it out. I mean, it's like it's terrible. It sucks. I can't see her doing something like that. I mean, she's super intelligent. You know, she's got a
master's degree.
Yeah, or is it master's or I don't know, one of the two. And that's just sloppy. I mean, that's sloppy shit. That's sloppy. I can't see her doing that. It's super sloppy.
The narrative of trust and betrayal unfolded further when Zach described Ashley's activities on the day of Taylor's disappearance. They had attended a wedding together, but Ashley left early, claiming she needed to fix a jukebox at one of her locations. Zach rode home with a friend, arriving around midnight to find Ashley absent. She later told him she was at a pool hall, a place she frequented to hang out with friends.
Let's go back to the 9th, which is the day after Jimmy's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did y'all go to Jimmy's wedding
Yeah.
together?
Yeah.
Okay. And what time would you say you got there?
I don't know, maybe we were waiting on Milstead, so we stopped and got a snack at the place in Robertsdale. We stopped and got a snack there.
At some point, she left.
Yeah.
About how long after y'all were there?
Oh, man,
I mean,
but she left.
I mean, hour and from when y'all got there, she was gone. Couple hours. I mean,
I don't think it was a couple hours. Man, I don't know. I'll have to get with some of them and I don't remember, Jason. I don't remember. It wasn't. We were there for a little bit, and then she said she had one of her the jukebox was down at one of her locations. I remember, and I was like, I was disappointed. I didn't want her to have to go, and then she left, and I rode home with Milstead.
when she said something like that or whatever, you just take that at face value to be true.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's not uncommon for her to have to go fix a machine or see what's wrong with it, or if the Wi-Fi's out or whatever, however that shit works.
And did y'all correspond at all after
I'm sure,
that night or whatever?
Yeah, I'm sure.
What time did you get home? Milstead dropped you off at home?
Whenever Milstead dropped me off.
On Raintree?
Yep.
You got an idea about what time? Midnight? I mean, 10, 11?
I don't think it was that late.
When you got home, was she home?
No.
Okay. Where did she tell you she had been?
I think she was at the pool hall. She was always up there. She would go up there all the time.
Why?
Just to hang out with her girlfriends. That's what she told me.
do you know what she did that day before the wedding?
I remember asking her if she wanted to do lunch, and she said she was just tied up with work. She couldn't meet me, so I'm just assuming she was working.
Do you know if she was with anybody?
I don't know if that's when she was helping Taylor move. All that was right around the time she was helping Taylor move. So I don't know if she was with her or what. I don't know, but I know that I asked her to meet me for lunch, and no, she wouldn't have been with Taylor then.
Oh, I know, brother. You're doing the best you can.
Because if I'd known she was with Taylor, I wouldn't have asked her to come eat lunch with me. So,
Okay.
but she just told me she was working, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
The narrative ends with Taylor entrusting Ashley with a large sum of money, $34,000 to be precise. This money was intended for safekeeping, hidden away from her ex-husband amidst the storm of her divorce proceedings. Taylor believed she could trust Ashley implicitly. After all, they shared a bond that seemed unbreakable. But trust, as we know, can be a fragile thing, especially when greed and deception come into play. Taylor became increasingly anxious about her money. She reached out to Ashley, asking for the funds back. Ashley, however, had other plans. She had already used the money to pay off her credit cards and splurge on a new motorcycle for her lover. This betrayal set the stage for a gruesome end. On September 8th, Ashley lured Taylor under the pretext of a trip to the bank. Instead, They detoured to a secluded farm owned by Ashley's family. It was here, amidst the serene and solitary surroundings, that Taylor's life was brutally ended. A single gunshot to the back of her head. A cold execution from someone she considered a friend. After the murder, Ashley meticulously covered her tracks. She buried Taylor's body under a mix of potting soil and concrete, hoping to keep her heinous act hidden forever. Using Taylor's phone, she sent misleading messages, crafting an illusion that Taylor was still alive and well. But the Fay aid wouldn't hold. Taylor's absence grew conspicuous, and suspicions began to brew. The investigation led authorities to Ashley MacArthur, and the truth started to unravel. Ashley, with her background in crime scenes, had used her knowledge not to seek justice, but to meticulously plan and execute a murder. The trial revealed the depth of Ashley's betrayal. Prosecutors painted a chilling picture of her calculated moves, driven by greed and deceit. The jury, moved by the evidence and the heartbreaking betrayal, found her guilty. Ashley MacArthur was sentenced to life in prison with a mandatory 25 years to be served.
Ashley MacArthur, having been found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt by a jury of your peers of first-degree premeditated murder with a firearm, I am going to adjudicate you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to life with a mandatory minimum 25 years state prison.
This case serves as a stark reminder that sometimes the greatest dangers lie not with strangers, but with those we trust the most. Taylor Wright's story is a tragic testament to the devastating consequences of betrayal, where a friend's deceit led to an irrevocable end. Do you believe justice was served? Share your opinions in the comments section and invite others to join the discussion.